It's a fish tank. Yes. Something that many people ask me about when they come onto this live stream if they've not been here before. Oh, what fish have you got, mate? Well, I'm going to tell you now so that if anybody comes in, I can just refer them straight to the beginning of the live stream rather than coming up with some silly answer. Let's have a look. We've got yellow ones. We've got stripy ones. We've got stripy ones with red bits on. We've got big flat things that look like piranhas. That's because they are related to piranhas. Did a little bit of a speech impediment then. Piranha. Yes, these ones are related to piranhas, but they're vegetarian, and if you have any plants in there, they'll just scoff them all down. Be careful. If you had a whole tank of them, your plants wouldn't last 5 minutes. And we have that one. Oh, and that one there. There we go. That is explained for anyone really, really curious about what fish you got there, mate. It's not just those ones. It's the ones I've just explained. Good evening. Hello. How are you? Bargain for Christmas. Sorry. If I'm doing a live stream, I will end up with things just popping up at the top of my phone, which is a message from somebody on Messenger or wherever you, WhatsApp. And, oh, hang on. About that then, Emma, well done. You must be absolutely over the moon. 2 minutes in and already gifted with some gas. Brilliant, eh? I would be chuffed to bits if I was you, or if I were you. It might be because, contrary to what most believe, eggs. It's not because of eggs, because I don't fart when I've been eating only eggs. But today I did make some of my own bread. A once a week treat to eat bread. The rule is I've got to make it myself. And I did, and I ate it myself. In fact, I'm going to be honest here, I slightly overdid it. I had 2 big pieces like that. Still warm, out of the oven, freshly buttered, melting, very nice. That nice, it's worth the indigestion, isn't it? It has to be. Otherwise, you'd stick with the eggs. And I will be doing tomorrow and all the other things. And incidentally, tomorrow, I am going to have a bit more time alone in the house. So more mustard in the kitchen type things will come out of exactly that. My plan for tomorrow morning, cooking. Yep, cooking for an hour and a half or so, and then going to work and freezing my nads off. That's what I did today. It wasn't very pleasant at all. All I wanted to do was just come home and stop freezing my nads off so I could be comfortable. And eventually I did. The other thing as well, of course, when it's that cold, is you end up with cracked skin. You see that there? Cracks there, all hard and horrible, and more cracks everywhere. It's disgraceful. It's despicable. It's annoying. And now I want another cup of tea. But should I have one or should I not? That's the question. A question that only I can answer, but you can give it a go if you like. I don't really care. Actually, I do care because I want you to do the like. I want you to do the like on the live stream. I do. It'd be nice to have some sort of record this evening. Something worthwhile. I mean, nobody even expected me to do a live stream on a Tuesday evening, but I just felt like it. So I thought, why not? I gave myself a challenge. If I can get 2 videos sorted out, ready to be uploaded tonight, I'm allowed to do a live stream. That's what I did. So there's a video for this channel, currently set as members only. And there's a video for the other channel, currently set at members only. You know what to do, don't you? As I say, on other channels, smash that like button. But I'm not going to say that because it sounds ridiculous. Just press it. But only if you want to, and only if you actually do like it. It's just a reminder. Otherwise, somebody else will be reminding you soon, won't they? Be going, oh, don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. Maybe I should sit down now, actually. What do you reckon? Once I've made a cup of tea. I like to think that everybody is rather super duper fabulous tonight. And I encourage you to join in the conversation and ask silly questions if you like, or whatever it is that you like to keep this thing flowing nicely. Oh, I thought that said 41 people watching now. Oh, what? That would be wonderful. I'd love that. Kettle seems a bit noisy. No wonder you don't bother drinking tea in the evening. Come on. If I watch it, do you reckon it'll still boil? Let's try it. Sounds like it's boiling, doesn't it? Actually, the sound of the kettle doing that sounds not too dissimilar to a motorway about, 100 meters away. Or when you have water rushing through the pipes in the house, it sounds like a distant thrash metal band playing. Have you ever thought that? Have you had frozen water? Frozen boiled water that you have to kind of chip out of the kettle once you've finished with it. Now then, shall we see who's here tonight? Right, I moved this table here because I thought I'd like to have a little wander around. But the thing is, I don't want to be looking over here whilst I'm talking to you over there. So I'm just going to have a quick check to see what that looks like. And it looks like wrong. So I think I need to just adapt. I'm not going to be doing any more kitchen perambulation tonight, so let's just sit here and greet my lovely audience, whom I hope will stay tonight and have some sort of jolly good time, possibly. Well, jolly good time, it's up to you. It's up to you. You can have a good time if you want to do. If you can, join in. Just join in. Hopefully we'll get some new people in as well tonight, as well as all the regulars. And I know there are some regulars here tonight because I've already seen blues and greens. Oh God, I'm doing it again. I've actually accidentally flicked the comments off and ended up with Boaty's face looking like this. He does, he does these expressions sometimes that makes him look like a scorned child. Right, now where was I? Where do we get to? There it is. There it is. And at the top, let's go for all messages as well, to give myself the best chance of some communication. Can it really be? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Right, the Greenwood is first, which is unusual. Even all high mustard. Hello. And then M11. Even all high mustard. Same message. Yeah, I mean, we could copy and paste each other's messages, couldn't we? Save ourselves the effort. Peter P is here as well. Mustard ladies. Hello. Hello, Peter. Yay, mustard gas. I'm chomping at the bit. Well, would it be brilliant if I did a few more and you got them all? Eh? I wonder when you can cash these in as well. I've saved up quite a few of these trumpets so far, and now I want my prize. I wonder what the prize could be. I'd have to think of something. I'd have to think of something that's not as bad as the actual gas. Oh, on for Emma Bridgewater Fart Jar. Emma Bridgewater Fart Jar. Emma Bridgewater Fart Jar. Hello. Because doing the voice, haven't I? Hello, it's Simone. Hello, right. Oh, Peter P. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Have a cuppa. And I'm sure that's some... Could it have anything to do with this? I've got the whole thing. I've got a cup of tea. I'm going to go on and have another one. And I've got Pat Mustard on my chest. Who? I'm not sure whether he was that bothered about cups of tea, really. He just liked spilling his beans. Greetings, Honourable Bridge Fart. Carol says here, hello, Mustard. I like the new view. Well, I'm sorry, but it's gone now, isn't it? That's just good for wandering around the kitchen. I was to do the whole thing, not really paying too much attention, but just letting thoughts escape. Maybe that's exactly what I should do. Up and down. No. Oh, yes. Now, after the last live stream where there were lots and lots of very, very good jokes, I would like, if you can, anyone who wants to do this, continue it because it's great. Carol, hi Carol, hello to you all, lovely people. Peter Acton asks, sorry, it's not a silly question, but how's the learning to weld coming along? Well, no, it's not a silly question, it's a serious question. Because it's a serious question, I absolutely point blank, flat refuse to answer it. That's not true. Of course it's not true. Learning to weld by yourself, unless you're asking Simone, because of course Simone has done a course on welding. I haven't. I've just been messing about. But I've not had enough to do to really get any good with it. And plus, the other thing is, I am still using a gasless thing, which anyone who knows anything about welding will gladly tell you it's really difficult to get anything stuck with it. It's like trying to melt candles together with friction. Oh no, actually that would work. Stick candles together with, as I say, fire. Well, that would work as well, wouldn't it? Stick candles together with blue tack. Yes. I can't imagine you'd be able to stick one candle to another with a piece of blue tack. Blue tack just wouldn't stick to candles, would it? Because it's wax. Blue tack likes to stick to non-greasy, non-waxy things. So there we go. The perfect analogy. It's like trying to stick candles together with blue tack. And therefore, most of the time, it's a bit of a failure. So you have to keep trying and trying and trying until eventually you have the holes that you... But oh, I'll tell you what, actually, you could very easily end up in a situation with a gasless welder, like that Father of Ted episode, where they kept hammering those little lumps into that rover, where, you know, it was a tiny little dent and then the whole car was just one big dent. By blowing holes in the metal and then trying to get it back again and then blowing holes, and then just like the hole gets bigger and bigger and so eventually you've got no car left. That's the danger. That's the bit I'm worried about. Thankfully, it's not happened. But that doesn't really answer the question properly, does it? Because the actual answer to the question is not too well, because I've not really been doing anything. The last bit of welding I did was on my own MGF, and that was months back. However, interestingly enough, and what a coincidence, today I was supposed to be doing some welding, but I didn't because it was raining. But hopefully I'll start it tomorrow after all. Let me know if I get any distortion from my microphone because it's a bit close there. Greenwood says, my PC is water cooled and occasionally the pipes sound like a symphony playing in the distance. Ah yes, you get what I mean. I've not actually heard of a water cooled PC, but it does make sense. Simone asks, Captain, if your Torah's headline had to be replaced and it was only made from jelly babies or egg sarnies, what would you choose? That's a good question. I think Simone's actually quite good at these kind of questions because she's reasonably random. It'd have to be jelly babies. Jelly babies. Because if it was egg sarnies, it would attract flies. And then you'd end up with maggots, and then you'd end up with a really snotty, horrible headline that you wouldn't want to touch at all. You might be in with a chance of being a bit longer there with jelly babies, because obviously whilst the sugary stuff sticks itself together, it would still be okay. The only temptation would be constantly picking them off and scoffing them. Actually, I suppose, whilst they're all in reach there, that's the problem with sweets. If you've got them and you can't see them because you bunged them in the cupboard, and you forgot that you bunged them in the cupboard, you can't be tempted to eat them. But if you've got one there, you're going to just eat it, aren't you? Good question, Simone. Good question. I have a stovetop whistling kettle, says Carol C. That sounds fabulous. We like old things, don't we? We like things that are from the past. So to have a stovetop whistling kettle does sound to me almost like a bit of a luxury. Like having an Arga. Like having a Bakelite telephone. Like having a car that works. Right. They call me Ace 007. Did you watch the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning trailer? No, I didn't. In fact, that's the first I've heard of it. And I've got almost no interest in finding out what it's like. So if you can tell me whether it's worthwhile watching, then I'll only be ever so slightly tempted if you say it's really good. And I'll be completely untempted if you say it was cack. Okay, so you can do me a favour. They call me. Are you having a good time, Mustard? Asks Carol C. And interestingly enough, yeah, I'm having a great time at the moment. I mean, generally, not as good as I am right now, I suppose. I don't know if that's supposed to be a silly question or a sensible question. So I'm just going to just say, yeah, I'm having a great time. I am living my best life with a cup of tea. Lovely. Do you have of? Well, I am of a certain age where I shouldn't really know what of is, but I do know. You mean, do I have an OnlyFans account? And of course I do. I keep it completely secret to absolutely everyone I know because I'm so embarrassed by it. I never ever broadcast it. That's why I can't tell you about it. Yeah, Boaty looks very happy to be walking in the countryside in his Guthrie pick, says the Greenwood. He does that quite a lot, doesn't he? I know he doesn't mean to do, but he does. He just looks, he's got one of those smacked arse expressions on the go. Interesting, because he was talking about that last night, wasn't he? Yeah. We should have a competition, an arse competition with Boaty. I'd be up for that any day. Casper, the video game player. You should remind us when you start the live stream. Remind you of what? Remind you that I'm doing a live stream, or remind you of something else? I don't know. Don't know. You could embellish that statement a little bit. I'd be happy with that. Ace 007 says Tatty Kaylee. And is that a name? Is that a name? Is that an actress? Or is it a command? Or is it a city? Or is it just some random letters you've just done this? I know what'll put him off. I know what'll get him off of his swing. Oh gosh, I've only got 6 likes so far. That's rather disappointing. How am I ever going to have myself a beer ever again? You know, if I go back to my old rule, I've got to have 27 likes before I can have a beer. It's just not going to happen, is it? You know, 27 people watching. Oh, there's one. 7. Whoever you are, number 7, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Lovely. Oh, number 8 and number 9. Whoever you are, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Where was I up to? Your home has tall ceilings. Is it an old house? Yes, it is. It's the ceilings are, I think, 8 foot. It might be 9 actually. Come to think of it, I can't actually touch them. No, they must be 9 then. I remember in the first house I grew up in, not whilst I was there, but in houses like that, when I got to my sort of adult height, I could touch the ceiling with my hand flat on it like that. Because when into the 70s, they started building houses with much lower ceilings, didn't they, to Because there's no point in having warm air filling up that big void, is there? But it doesn't mean you're quite enclosed. The video gameplay, you can set your YouTube to alert you when the live stream starts. Ah, that's what you mean. I'm glad that there are people on this live stream that can actually figure out what people mean more than I can. Because I'm too busy thinking about something else a lot of the time. How do I do that, Greenwood? And no doubt Casper's going to be informed as well. The video game player, when you click the subscribe button, there are options. All you need to do is set to all. Thank you. If we're still talking about the same thing. Hello, Captain Mustard. Hello, everyone. Says the guy from SETI Alpha 5, whose name, of course, is Barry. Thank you. Oh, just a quick visit. Just wanted to drop by. Well, thank you for dropping by. Oh, hi. Lots of hellos again. Evening, Captain Mustard, says Mark Passad. Thank you, Mark Passad, the lovely gentlemanly Mark Passad. Welcome to this live stream on this Tuesday evening. I should try out some radio voices, shouldn't I? Because it's very easy to slip into doing a radio voice when you start talking a bit more quietly and refuse to be a gobshite. Although, of course, these days, being a gobshite actually helps, doesn't it? No, I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I did watch the rugby. Wales got battered as usual. Poor Wales. They're beating Wales. That's a terrible thing to do. I have a whistle kettle too, says Hooked on Classics Simone. I want one now. Although, if you have a whistle... Right, now, I don't have this problem, but there are many people who have shared accommodation. You may live in a flat or a house with 5 or 6 other people, and it comes to making a cup of tea time, there's always going to be a dispute over whose turn it is, who made the last one, etc. And if you've got a whistle kettle, it's going to alert the whole household that you're making a cup of tea, and there's no way you can do it in any kind of stealthily fashion. So that's probably why the whistle kettle went out of fashion, because people started being selfish and living with each other. I've always got a theory for these kind of things, you know. Have you noticed? Mirror World. Oh, says Smashing Pistons. Oh, at least Wales put some points in the score this week. That guy, there's too much rejoicing in our house with the win over France. All this sport about talk. I know I got that wrong, but, I don't really worry about it too much. Waving and saying hello to each other. France was the better team. I can't believe I'm reading out comments about sport. At least it's not football. If it was football, I would just be refusing to even look at it. I'm number 7, says Casper. Thank you very much. We've only got 8. So I thought it was up to 10 a minute ago. That's what always happens. You make it clear that it's a good idea, and there's always someone who goes, I'm going to press a like then. Maybe not in that voice. And, I appreciate you being here. I'd rather you be here and not even bother than be not here and do. I think it was 10 anyway. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe we got 9. Whoever number 9 is, thank you very much. How is everyone? Asks Simon. And whilst reading that out, I was aware that I'd skipped a lot of comments. I should go back up to the top, shouldn't I? I've liked, jumped up and down on it. Thank you, Carol. Thank you very much. Warren Gatland, he has to go Daytona 500 this weekend. Oh, that's cars. Yeah, that's driving cars very fast, isn't it? Or is it another name for something else that I don't like? Right. Hi, Simon. Sorry I had to duck out yesterday. Work called lol. Work called lol. Imagine that. Oh, wow. I've actually caught up with the comments. That is quite special. Who'd have thought that was possible? Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll, Ken? It came in another box. Oh. Very good. Very good, Carol. That's not a bad joke. That's quite a good one. I like that. I'm going to have to award that one a nice 7 out of 10, I reckon. Oh, but there was a pregnant Barbie, apparently. That's the first I've heard of it. I mean, are Ken and Barbie still together? Are they? They didn't get divorced or anything. Did they get married? I mean, did that even happen? Did they? Because Ken and Barbie have been around for such a long time now. They've been around for longer than Ken and Deirdre, surely. So, I know in cartoon and toy world things don't actually get old, but that. I'm not going to say it's unrealistic because, well, it isn't, because things can't get old if they don't really have age as such. But if Ken and Barbie were actually real people, how old would they be now? Let's have a think about that. If anybody knows, and then we can consider, would there be any getting pregnant? Ken and Barbie could be, I don't know, grandparents or something, couldn't they? There wouldn't be that romantic a kind of get together with either of them. Casper said, I found you reading the start of the comment. I found you reading the start of the comments. Well, I did finally, right? I always try and read the comments. On occasion, I get a bit behind, and then I think, oh, I need to finish really. I haven't got time to read all these comments, but that isn't very often. Not really, not very often at all, in fact. Was a single mum, right, hang on. There. How did Burger King get Dairy Queen pregnant? He forgot to wrap his Whopper. Wrap his Whopper. Forget about the rest of it. Just that bit. Don't forget to wrap your Whopper. What a lovely euphemism that is. Thank you, Carol. You're winning at this at the moment. How does a computer get drunk? It takes a screenshot. Oh, right, okay. We're going to have to enter that one for the bad jokes, I reckon. But thank you, Casper. Oh, of course, that's the point, really. You want either a really good joke or a really terrible joke to get credibility, don't you? Was it single mum Barbie? When is the door not a door? Asks Smashing Pistons, and I think we all know the answer to that. When it's a slice of cake. I feel that Ken wasn't completely heterosexual. Says the Greenwood. When we were kids, my sister had Action Man, but even he seemed a little camp. Yeah, I suppose you've got a point there, really. Any man that does this with his eyes is not entirely right, is he? Why did they make a feature of that? Action Man. You know, he had his flocked hair. It was muscular. He was wearing the kind of clobber that suggested he was going to be going through a swamp and coming out the other end with his gun still working. There's another euphemism. And but he had to have swivelly eyes. Because it's not it's not a stealth thing, is it? If you're in camouflage and you want to look out for somebody spotting you, you're not any less likely to be spotted if you move your eyes rather than your head, are you? In fact, if you stand there and go, you're going to look a little bit more conspicuous, aren't you? What a silly idea that was. Action, flockhead. Brilliant. Thank you for pointing that one out. I was Oh, it was pulled up in the. It was pulled from the stores because of fears promoting teen motherhood. Oh yeah, there's a good point. Wow. I mean, would you really? Would that really encourage children to? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. When it's a jumper, says Smashing Pistons as an answer to the joke. The punchline to the joke: when it's a door, not a jar. When's a goalpost, not a goalpost? Or actually, when's a jumper, not a jumper? There, that would do. Oh God, that's funny. Don't forget to wrap your whopper, said in the game. Just the host voice. Just before the bed action goes to the next stage. Fabulous, fabulous. Did you hear about the gay cowboy? Asks Barry. He rode into town and shot. He rode into town and shot up the sheriff. Brilliant, thank you. Thank you for that one there. Action Man Dolly Rongan. Oh, is Action Man the nice man or a Rongan? There's a good question, eh? Greenwood. Smashing Pistons. Because soldiers tend not to look straight forward. Yeah, right. Is that a joke in there? Was that meant to be a joke? I'm not really sure, Simon. Casper says, why doesn't James Bond fart in bed? Because it would blow his cover. Good, that's much better than the last one. That's kind of an in-between joke, isn't it? That's kind of like a 5 out of 10. It's not really awful. Actually, it probably is a bit, but it's just a bit funny as well. Oh, right, now here's a good thing. There's a cat here with a very unusual name, and this cat says, "Hey there, you look hobo a little." Hobo. Ooh, well, maybe, but at least I can brush my hair and talk. But of course, cats can't. So I'm sorry. His Action Man circumcised. That's going to keep coming up, isn't it? That's going to keep repeating. Right. Jimmy Quinn is here. Hello, Jimmy Quinn. Welcome to this live stream this evening. All seems to be going by rather rapidly, actually. A good thing or a bad thing? All right, Cat says, I'm going to just call you Cat because obviously I can't read what that says there. It doesn't really say anything. Promiscuous or promiscuous? Or promiscuous or promiscuous? Conspicuous. Also, well, keep trying. Barry says, what's the similarity between the Starship Enterprise and toilet paper? They both go around Uranus cleaning up Klingons. That's funnier than I made it out to be, actually. Well, that's why we call it Uranus, isn't it, rather than Uranus, because you can't say Uranus without some sort of joke. Hi. Swivel and crying at the Swivel Eyes discussion. Isn't that the kind of thing, the kind of thought train that would end up in a video? But now I've said it, it's, I'd have a think about it, have a think a bit further about it, and it'll end up in a video somewhere. That when I'm driving somewhere and I just remember it, amongst all of the other things like that just happen to pop back up again. I'm not a hard drinker. I actually find it pretty easy, says Carol C. There we go. 2 out of 10 for that. 2 out of 10. Who are we? Why are we here? No, really, I need answers, says Simon. Well, you won't get them from me because I'm not going to even attempt to answer that. I can only speak for myself. Tell you what my name is, because yours might not even be Simon, really. You might be called Dave. And growing up in school, Dave was like the popular name. All the popular kids were called Dave. But the trouble is, they weren't the smartest ones. And you were smart. And you didn't really act like a Dave. You acted more like a Simon. You know, Simons are always really quite smart. And you thought, I don't want to be called Dave any longer. People will think I'm not as smart as I am. So I'm going to identify as Simon. And there we go. There's a story of smashing pistons when he was at school. Nice tank, says Neville Scott. Thank you. And if you go to the very beginning of the live stream, you'll find out exactly what types of fish are in there. Ah, right. Smiley, happy. Hi, oh, hi, Barry. Somebody's drinking. Suddenly you're drinking some whiskey there, are you? Oh, I've got 11 likes. Ah, excellent. Keep going. Keep going. And I'll promise myself a beer if I get to that wonderful magic number 27. Thank you, number 12. Thank you. Barry asks or says, or whatever, I'm not sure yet because I haven't actually read it out. You know, until I read it out, I don't know if it's a question or a statement, so I'll just have to say Barry said or did this. And that is, what's the similarity between Mrs. Spook and Port Stanley? They've both been jeffed by Vulcans. Because I said Mrs. Spook rather than Mrs. Spock. So there we go, I've ruined that joke for you. Sorry. Are you not supposed to use that website to sell pictures of your body on you're an elderly man and you know better, says Casper the video game player. I'm not an elderly man. I am 55. I am middle-aged. I am middle-aged and I used to be young. One day you'll be old too. So there we go. Remember that if you can. I might just clear it up. Obviously, I haven't got an OnlyFans account. Blimey. Mind you, if I thought it would make some money, I probably would. What kind of exercise do lazy people do? Diddly squats. That's a ka-ching moment, that one, I reckon. Well done, Carol. How did Luke Skywalker shag Princess Leia? He used the Force. Oh, gosh. Oh. Carol, I'm sorry. I hope that's not the kind of thing you find offensive, because I don't think you've ever had the gift of farts before. But I have to kind of stick with tradition, don't I? Oh, 13 likes. Oh, thank you very much. Don't forget, anyone, if you want to be a channel member, very, very easy. I've even put a link in the description of this particular live stream, just to make it as easy as possible. And I'm only currently 125 watch hours away from being a channel, what do you call it, a partner. So that could happen quite soon. Lobbyman F. What's your take on the hit and run suspects? How should they be punished after their first offence? Wow. Now, presumably you're getting me mixed up with somebody who offers advice on law. If it's their first offence, well, what, as opposed to, well, let me get it straight here. So your first offence is running someone over and then carrying on going, or hitting a car and then carrying on going? Or do you mean you've done it before? You know, it's a really second time, you probably should get prosecuted. But first time, oh, there's a first time for everything. You know, oh, what happened there, Barry? Well, you know, this guy called Dave, he don't want to be called Dave any longer. He knocked a plant pot over in his Jeep, and he just carried on going. Oh, what should we do about it? Has he done it before? No. Well, let him off then. That's probably the other reason why I don't want to be called Dave, isn't it? They were siblings, Barry. Luke was a wrong 'un. At least he kept it in the family. Oh, yes, of course. I see what you're getting at. Oh, 15 likes. Oh, thank you very much. Only 12 more to go. The girls were called Dave 2 Mustard. Which girls were called Dave? Ah, right. what popular girls are called? Dave. My wife says she wants another baby. I'm so glad because I don't really want the first one. The best jokes are the ones you read out without really knowing what's going to happen next. That's where you get caught out. Thank you very much, Carol. I'm going to give that one a 7 out of 10. Maggie Thatcher says Barry gets to the gates of hell and meets Jimmy Savile. Oh, this one doesn't sound like it's going to go well, actually. I've been done for shafting miners in the 80s, she says. That's funny, says Jimmy, so have I. Can you show the beer so we know it's worthwhile hitting the like button? Yeah, I can actually. I can do that. There you go. Yeah, it's the usual San Miguel copy, as I've said before, from Lidl. They copied it, but they made it. Oh, hang on. Oh, they've changed it. Just for a second, then I thought that they'd changed it and it wasn't the same thing any longer, but it is. View. Good. Yeah, San Miguel copy that's better than the original. Not that San Miguel was one of my go-to beers anyway. There we go. So you've got proof now. That means you've got to start doing it. Do it. Do it now. Where was I up to? Casper says, don't do something you will regret. Don't use websites like that to get money. You already have a different Casper, it was a joke. When I say things like that, I don't expect anyone to actually really really believe it. I'm back, says Emma, albeit on my favourite throne. You don't become royalty by spending your life on the bog, Emma. My hubby gave me a silent and smelly one on the sofa this evening whilst watching TV, says Carol. And what did you think of that? Was you pleased with it? Did it make your evening go nicer? Or was it something you was disappointed in? Because you wanted it to be loud. You know, if you're going to have to smell a fart, you want to hear it as well. You want some ASMR. It's not a mustard live stream. If Emma hasn't announced her shit. It is. I can still do it, whether you're here or not. I'm allowed to. Not even read this one. I just know what's coming next. I've seen it before. Barry says, how can you tell when your wife has died? The sex stays the same, but the dirty dishes pile up. And I've not heard that one before, then I'd have given that one an 8, but I have, unfortunately, and so I can't, can I? It wouldn't really be fair on all the other jokes that are new that I haven't actually heard yet. Would it now? No. If you're new and you've just popped in, you've just gone onto this live stream, please hang about and tell a joke, and I will come to it. I will read it in a couple of minutes, I reckon. Probably 5 minutes. I'm about 5 minutes behind. Yes, sis, it's a regular feature. Did it splash? Why does your nose run and your feet smell? Asks R9. Well, I want to try and think of an answer to that, actually. Why does your nose run and your feet smell? I think your nose runs because your feet smell, and it's trying to do something to block the smell going up that particular passage. And the only thing it can do is just pour out mucus and some sort of objection That's why. The answer is, wash your feet. You don't need to have smelly feet, do you? How can you tell when a gay man has had a shit? It has a dent in it. Oh. Right. I'm going for a zero joke, says Carol. Merch idea for you, Emma. Oh, there's a point. Merch. I have a little announcement to make, but I'm not sure whether I should make it yet or wait until after the weekend. What do we reckon? And actually, there's only one person I'm asking this. Emma says, why do biscuits go soft but cakes go hard when they go off? Well, the answer is moisture. That's the actual answer. A cake is more moist than the air that it's around. So the moisture comes out of the cake. Whereas the biscuit is drier than the air that's around. So the moisture goes into the cake. But I suspect you already knew that. Okay, now I understand, says Casper. Right. That would kind of, you know, I'll always be rather playful. And when people ask me silly questions like that, and I invite it, I'm going to come up with a silly answer. But I tend to imagine that, you know, that people know it's a silly answer rather than being the truth. But at the risk of it being taken seriously, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to carry on being my silly self that I enjoy so much. What's the difference between a toaster, asks Barry, what's the difference between a toaster, a washing machine, and a woman? Oh. A toaster doesn't drip. A toaster doesn't drip when it's fucked. No, but a washing machine does. And I remember a joke like that before, actually. Oh no, that was my joke. It's not what I remember. Yeah, but yeah, well, just like an old man. A knackered fridge is like an old man. They always piss on the floor or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember the exact joke. I can't. And 16 likes. Come on. I can't sound like I'm begging. I don't really mean to do that. I just really want to have a beer. Well, your kitchen walls look better than my dad's walls are yellow. Ah, well, that's interesting. And why did the belt go to jail? It held up a pair of pants. Is that your zero joke, Carol? Well done. Fabulous. Thank you very much. Emma, that was actual evidence in the Jaffa cake. What, that it's a cake or that it's a biscuit? It's a cake, isn't it? It's called a cake, so it has to be a cake. Silent and deadly, just the usual routine from hubby. I get my own back now and then. What, by farting or by putting milk in his beer? Milk in beer is not a good idea. That's really naughty. That's how you get your own back. What is a hedgehog's favourite food? Prickled onions. You can have a 2 for that one. Oh, another one. Hi, hello, Gaz and Trike. I had a cake go hard. It beat up the biscuits. At the weekend, Sunday should be good. Ah, right, yes. Sunday. Okay, I'll bear that in mind then. Let's leave it till then. Question. What's your favourite pub snack? Asks Carol C. And that's a question I shall answer properly and say none. I don't do snacking. I mean, I don't now. I used to do when I was not worried about putting loads of weight on. These days, I think it's just not really worth the worry of it. Because I know that eating crisps and things like that is a big no-no for me. So, I don't even know. Maybe it could be a chaser. Hi guys, Black Lines is here. What if you needed to write Do not touch. Sign in Braille. Very good. I went to the kitchen, but it smells like cigars. Why does it smell like cigars? Unless somebody's been smoking cigars in the kitchen. Oh, you did say that the walls are yellow. Yeah, that's what it does. Oh, hang on. Oh, I forgot to. Am I charging? Do you know what I did earlier? I'm going to end up doing something wrong there. I was going to put the tripod onto this table and actually sit lower down, properly in front of the fish tank, so that anyone who really wanted to see the fishes could do so. But then I thought, no, I don't want to do that because I need to charge my phone. And for the past 50 minutes, it's not been charging anyway, so I could have done that after all. Silly. That also means I've now got the inconvenience of having to keep this on charge after I finish this live stream whilst I'm trying to do other things. Luckily, I don't need to edit a video, although I may still do, because I have another couple in the bag. It's nice when you're ahead. It really is. I wrote a song about a tortilla. Actually, it's more of a rap. 2, Carol, 2. Why did Sally fall off the swings? Cruel black lines. Very good. Knock, knock. Who's there? Not Sally. She could have been knocking with her head, couldn't she? Or kicking. Or something. Poor Sally. I feel sorry for Sally now, I really do. Black lines, you're such a cruel man. Pork scratchings are great as pub snacks. There's a couple of good companies that you can order from. Robert's, Dorset and Snaffling Pig. Well, I suppose actually, if there was I forgot about this actually, because you used to be able to get pickled eggs as well. Pickled onions, pickled eggs. They won't be too bad. But actually, the whole snacking thing, it doesn't really matter what you have. It's going to trigger a spike, and before you know it, you can end up with diabetes. And oh no, I thought I had one on the way. If you want to have yourself a fart delivered, get commenting, because there's one coming quite soon. Not Sally. Have you ever made a terrarium before? Is it terrarium? A terrarium? I don't know. What's the terrarium? I'd have to look that up. I don't know every word there is to go that's needed. I don't know. If you downloaded music in Jamaica, does that make you a pirate of the Caribbean? Very good, Barry. I like salted peanuts. Oh, I forgot about them as well. So, right, okay, you could say that peanuts, but they're salted peanuts. They're still not a really healthy snack, are they? Pickled eggs, at least it's an egg. Probably most of the actual good stuff's disappeared with the pickling process. Pork scratchings, probably most of the good stuff's disappeared in the and replaced with carcinogenic wonder. And what's the other one? Yeah. Remember when pubs used to have like bowls of nuts for people to dip into, and then for some reason somebody said, "Oh yeah, but people don't wash their hands, and you're spreading bacteria from one place to another. You're spreading bacteria. You're touching someone's wee-wee when you do that." And then of course everybody understood that, and it never happened again. It's the same thing with public toilets, though, isn't it? You know, public toilets. I mean, in the services, motorway services, most of the time they have like these big open spaces. You walk through, you don't touch anything, you do your wee, you have your soap, which sometimes you have to press something, but it doesn't matter, because then you're going to rub it on your hands and that will clean off any nastiness that's actually on the soap dispenser anyway. And then you put your hand underneath the tap and a sensor puts the water out. So you wash it and then you go to one of those Dyson cleaning machines or one of those, whatever they're called, and then you walk out and you've not touched the thing. And then you go to another services and you do all that, or Tesco, and then you have to touch the door. And you know that quite possibly the last person who touched that didn't wash their hands. And you know that because you just saw them do it. Have you experienced that? I have. Sounds like another rant for one of my videos, that, doesn't it? I'm sure I can sharpen that up a bit. Sharpen that up a bit. Yes. Oh, where do you find a pig with no legs? Where you left him, says Gaz and Trike. Yeah, very good joke. Well done, thank you. 2 out of 10. People used pigs to find truffles. That is true, Casper. And now they tend to use dogs. What do you call a prostitute with no... What do you call a prostitute with no arms and legs? Cash and carry. Tirara Ayum, how to pronounce? Yeah, but what is it though, Casper? Because I don't actually know. Peanuts. Yes, Peter. Yes, very good. Very well spotted. What did the hurricane say to the coconut palm tree? Hold on, you nuts. This is no ordinary blow job. Wow, what a weird joke that one is, Carol C. Gosh, I'm a bit frightened to carry on now. Everyone please like, says Casper, and of course that is the best advice from our video gaming friend here. Batman Rubin is here. Hello, Batman Rubin. And from Google, pickled eggs still have some nutrition as regular hard-boiled eggs, except they have the added benefit of probiotics. This is what's brilliant about having a moderator that likes to use the internet to find things out. Thank you very much. Brilliant, brilliant. Now I know. Now, if ever I find myself in a situation where I am very, very hungry and all they have are pickled eggs, I'll go for that one. I'll have one of those. Yes. I suppose, really, I mean, why wouldn't they? You know, the protein's not really going to disappear, is it? And the actual eggy thing is preserved somewhat in the vinegar for quite a while. I wonder how long an egg can stay okay if it's pickled, though. Could it be months? Or be one of those things where actually, you know, it's kind of relatively indefinite, but you're told that once you take the lid off the jar, you've got to consume it within like a week to cover their backs, basically. Just like honey. Like honey. Honey always has a sell-by date on it, doesn't it? But we all know that it kind of lasts forever. I was trying to look up some information the other day on what's the oldest can of food that's been eaten, and I don't know what the answer is, but I did find that there was a can of food, I can't remember what it was, and it was 109 years old, and it was tested and found safe to eat after 109 years. Isn't that spectacular? So we can, I think, offer that if you've got cans in your cupboard that are a little bit out of date and they're not been battered and not bulging or anything like that, pop them open when you're hungry, just scoff them, ignore the date. Right, Batman Rubin, and hi Batman, finally own the chat. Now I'm the only person here. Are you? You're not the only person here. There are loads of other people here. Joke told me by American preacher's daughter at school I briefly had a thing with. Wow, okay, Gaz. Right. Why did they bury the Indian under the hill? Because he was dead. Search it, please, Captain. Well, I'm not going to do it now, am I? I can't search something now and not after. Well, I might forget afterwards. That's the trouble. I do forget things. Drain the tank if you're... right, I see. Right. Thank you, Peter. Uranium glass is real and found in an antique shop. I didn't buy it, but I looked at it. Oh, yeah, the stuff that it kind of glows a bit, doesn't it? Well, it will do, won't it? Because it's... forgot the word. Just like all the other things like polonium and Oh, this is really annoying me. The word that makes it incredibly dangerous and is, oh, oh. I'm having a lost word-gasm there by the sounds of it. The word's on the tip of my tongue and I just can't spit it out. And Radioactive, thank you. That's the one I was looking for. Well done. Brilliant, thanks. Internet says, there we go again, Greenwood, thank you very much. Internet, use pickled eggs within 3 to 4 months for best quality. So it doesn't say use straight away to avoid poisoning. Carol C asks, what's 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, and drives a woman wild? A $100 bill. I'm sure I heard a joke like that with a credit card once. Ruben Batman asks, anyone watch Tasty Classics? He found a packet of 28-year-old McCoys in a car he bought. Unopened, he ate one, spat it out as it was horrible. Well, yeah, it will be horrible, won't it? I wouldn't eat any of them. Oh, right, here we go. Oh, no, it stopped. And, you know, if you've got a pump on the go and you're going to force it, that's when you end up with brown pants. So I'm not going to force it. The last thing I want to do is prematurely end the live stream because I've shut myself. Nobody would be impressed with that, would they? In actual fact, I wouldn't even admit to it, would I? You'd see me going all white in the face, having done a fart, and then, what's he done? Why does he look so uncomfortable suddenly? He's just let one go. You feel better normally after that. You'd figure it out, wouldn't you? You'd figure it out because, well, you'd just be able to tell that there's something going on. Radioactive is, oh, I have some uranium glass, says the Greenwood. Oh, really? Interesting. Hear the word, radioactive. Geranium glass. There's a joke there somewhere. Afterlife, says Batman Ruben. I think you mean Half-Life. In the background, oh, hi, background Wilma. You could hear her shaking away, I guess, then. Wilma? Ah, she's here. Right, here we go. There, she's popped up, but she doesn't really like jumping up, so come on, over here. No, you can't even see her, can you? But she's definitely there. Right, why are you knocking on there? Do you want to go on the live stream? Has anybody found it confusing that dogs like to wag their tail? Over here. Over there. Stand there. Right, now you can see her. Look up there. Actually, she does look at you, have a point at something. She understands something's over there to look at. Anyway, there we go. That would be working better if I actually was sat a bit lower down. She probably would. If I was to sit on the floor, she'd just come and sit next to me for the whole thing, I reckon. Maybe we should try that one evening, a live stream with Wilma. All say yes if you think I should do that next time. What? What do you want? What do you want? Ready? Oh no, don't have a parking. No, not this time, right? Right, go on. In your bed. On your bed. Go on. Thank you. Almost did something really sorry. He's come back. I'm still here, says Simone. Gaz on the trike says, it was on the tip of my tongue. Now it's gone, don't worry. It was a first-class stamp. Hooray! Ka-ching! I made the most funny rhyme. says Casper. A pickled egg sounds very exotic. I don't know about that. Oh, Safari 999's here. Hello. Is Emma out of the bathroom yet? Pruvette. Flowers or something? I'm not sure what that means. Don't really understand what that is. Safari. You'll have to put it in English because I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant to other languages, unfortunately. At least most of them. John ate some cheese. Now he's crying on his knees. He is speaking Vietnamese. How? Now he's asking you to spare him some cheese. Very nice, very poetic. Right, what's up, dog? She wants something, but I don't know what it is, and it's kind of a bit distracting. Oh, I see. You want to have a doggy treat, dear? Is that what it is? You can have one doggy treat, and then you can go back into the room, I reckon. Right, come here. Take it on your bed. Go. Go. I bet you'll be back in 1 minute. Now, the next question from me to you is, how long should I carry on with this live stream for? Should I shut up, go away? Or should I just carry on for a bit longer? Because I'm quite comfortable just doing it, to be honest. The house has gone really quiet. I've been given permission to just carry on doing live stream, although my girls have gone to sleep. They seem to like to go to sleep whilst I do this kind of thing. It's quite nice. It's quite comfortable. Doing live streams when you've already edited 2 videos in the day is the most wonderfully relaxing thing. Because normally I do it the other way around, and then I'm thinking about having stuff to do. Following through, says Gaz on a trike. Time to go home and regret your white disco pants. It would be very regrettable. Lovely dog. Wilma would like it. I'm not going to say it because she'll be back. She does know that word. She does know quite a few words, in fact. Pickled eggs dropped in your Smith's Crisis or Smith's Crystals with a blue bag of salt. Seemed to be a delicacy when I was a lad. 27 likes and Wilma gets a treat. She's already had one though, hasn't she? Well, she can have another one if we get to 27. 23. Thank you, number 23, whoever you are. Stranger. that's an interesting name, actually. Stranger. What country are you from? The country that I'm in, which is England. What country are you from? And you've absolutely, I have no way of guessing what that country could be because stranger doesn't really tell me a great deal. But I'm going to say Poland. Hi, stranger. I don't understand pickled eggs. Still, pickled eggs, however, are lovely. Oh, pickled onions, rather. I need eggs now, but my cupboard is bare. Shopping tomorrow. Crisps, bloody spell check. Ah, yes, I see. I need a bag of raisins. I don't fancy a bag of raisins myself, but you knock yourself out. Not literally. I quite like a bag of nuts in the evening. Mixed nuts. Normally a bag of mixed nuts contains walnuts, hazelnuts, cashews, which aren't really even nuts, and almonds. Which is your favourite out there? Because almonds are not my favourite. Almonds are what they make marzipan from, and I don't like marzipan. Almonds itself isn't too bad, but I prefer if they put Brazil nuts in instead. Anyway, and then I found out they have quite high levels of omega-6 in them, and that's not so good. I want to be a gardener in the future. I have 1 more year in high school. Ah, okay, Casper. Prunes nom nom. I'm with you, Simone. Onions, yum. I've never tried pickled eggs. I've tried pickled fish. Raw mop herring. That's one I quite like. I've not had a raw mop herring for ages. I want a raw mop herring now. See what's happened? I meant to buy bacon and prunes. Oh, right. That's a real thing, isn't it? You're going to graduate in 2025. Well, I hope that works out. Cashew, bless you. Brilliant. Well done. That's like the shortest joke ever, that one. Well done, Simone. Mark the Vicar is here, who's not a real vicar, and I know that because he told me he used to be a truck driver. And truck drivers don't tend to be vicars, do they? Oh, I've just a strange thought just popped into my head then about lay-bys and ladies of the nights and ordaining the being ordained and no, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Leave mixed nuts alone. I have walnuts for breakfast with some banana and apricot. The walnuts are my favourite. They're my favourite ones. Oh, I love marzipan, saying to the Greenwoods. I bought a small bar of it last time I had a long train journey. Well, do you know what? I think like nice quality marzipan, not too bad, but it's one of those, I think the first thing I ever remember kind of heaving, trying to eat, being given it, and I just couldn't eat it. It just, my whole throat just totally resisted it. And it's like, no, you can't eat it. You put it in your mouth and you taste it and it sends shivers all around your body because you hate it that much. That was my experience of marzipan. And spinach, the first time I had that. And I think that was because the spinach had been overcooked and left on a pilot and went off. And I know that can happen because I did it myself. You know, when I don't think we have this very much anymore, but pilot lights. So there's constantly a little flame going on every hob. 4 hobs with a little flame going on, generating enough heat to make whatever is left on the hob a bit warm and to encourage lots of bacteria. Well, yeah, it's spinach that's been left overnight in a pan on a pilot light, and it actually smells like dog poo the next day. That's weird. That's some very, very unusual bacteria going on. Pistachios, especially salted. Blessed you have a shoe. Why were you on Mars, Captain? I didn't know it was. Oh, cheap marzipan. It's just a paste that sort of waves of aroma of almond as you eat it. Right, okay, so I'm not alone then. I'm not alone. What I said does make sense. That's nice to know. Like everyone, please. I try to like everyone, but sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes people make themselves as unlikable as they possibly can. They can't help it, and I like them because they can't help it. So maybe I do like everyone. Let him drink, please. How does a woman scare a gynecologist? By becoming a ventriloquist. Very good. Well done. That's actually a funny one. No, actually, on Sunday, there was an awful lot of jokes on the go. Seems to be a regular occurrence, this, doesn't it? And there's a couple I thought, I've got to try and remember that one. And there's one of them I did remember, because I always forget jokes. And I can't even remember who it was who told it. But it was one about two chaps having a conversation about being a bit more adventurous and trying in the different hole. And the other guy says, "Oh, I can't do that because I'll get her pregnant." And I told it to a Allegro man. So I remember to tell it to him. That was probably my favourite one of the evening. Yuck. Cold tea. Cold tea. Is Boaty on tonight? Does anybody know? I should know myself, really. I have every reason to watch him tonight. I haven't got the excuse of, oh, I was editing. So maybe I could just not watch him and say, I didn't want to. 23 viewers and 23 likes. Well, the viewers go up and down all the time, Casper. That's the thing, because it's a vertical live, so you get like people just popping in, not having been here ever before, and that's where you get new people from. Because I'm sure, Casper, you're relatively new. You just popped in. We've got 24 now, anyway. Okay, you have a goal for 30 likes. So thank you. I bet I won't get there. I'll have to hang on for quite a bit longer to do that. My favourite nut, says the Greenwood, is Brazil. Did you know that just one Brazil nut has your whole day's worth of selenium in it? I didn't know it had a whole day's worth of selenium. No. But what I do know is that I like them a lot, and I like to grate them because you get all the oil being released out of them. Because they're absolutely packed with oil. But when I've eaten them, they have been... Oh, Simone, well done. Hi, it's Simone. I've just been gifted a fart, and I can sleep better now. Do you know what? My Simone impression is starting to sound a bit like Quentin Wilson. Enjoy. 4 more likes to get to 27 likes, says Mark Passad. I think it's even 2 now. Yes, 2 more. Although I do like a hazelnut as well. Guacamole. Brazil nuts set off the alarms in nuclear power plants. That sounds like there's a bit of truth in that. I do know that once, I really like Brazil nuts, and I've eaten like maybe too many easily, and they do make you feel a bit strange. So which one? There's some of them that's got traces of arsenic, and that might be Brazil. No, could be Brazil or almonds. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, anything like that, there's always a limit on how much you should actually have. Avocado, tomato, boating in 40 minutes, onions. Thank you, Peter. Yes. See you all later. Stuff to do. Thank you, Simone, for dropping by. And take that gas with you, will you? Okay, I thought it was just me who enjoys grating. Evidently not, then. Evidently not. It just seems like the obvious thing to do. Because that actually nuts you're supposed to chew 72 times, aren't you, before you swallow? And who does that? Who actually chews that much? Yeah, you like nuts in the evening. It's basically because you want a challenging poo the next day. If there was a villain, here's how we could get to torture from the main character who would rub onions in the person's face and watch them cry. Yeah, Brazil's a radioactive, that's what it is. Another word that we used earlier on, which you managed to find very easily just there, but before I couldn't. Maybe I've eaten too many Brazil nuts. Wow. Could that be the case? You have too many Brazil nuts and you end up with radioactive. You end up. Another one's coming. Oh, Greenwood, you got that. Well done. You must be happy. You probably have more of them than anyone, actually. Hey, don't you reckon? I'm spoiling you with this gas, methane gas. What's your favourite kind of poisonous gas? There's a good question for you. Has anyone got an answer to that? Matron, unintentional filth marker. Google says arsenic can be found in nuts, though the amount varies from type and processing. Pistachio nuts have the highest concentration of arsenic, whilst peanuts and sunflower seeds have lower levels. Excellent. More top-notch information. I can see like a path into something really curious. If Greenwood was up for this, I set you off to go and find some information, because that's what you keep doing. It's great. Oh, 26 likes. Oh, what's going on there? What do you mean battery power is less than 5%? One second. %, battery. Oh, there we go. Gosh. My microphone receiver has the USB-C plug in it, so you can use the microphone and charge at the same time. But it wasn't making a connection, so it's down to 5%. 5%, that's dangerously close to falling off, isn't it? Look at that magic number there. We've actually reached it. We have. Well, actually, you've helped me reach it by doing the thing of the like. 28 likes. I have to, without choice now. I mean, maybe I don't even want this beer. Maybe I don't want it. Maybe that's why we've just lost a like. But I don't have a choice. You've chosen me to have this beer by liking it, and it's a one-way thing. You can't just take your likes off now. You have done as well. That's so cheeky. Like I said, one way. You get it for passing, not staying. You notice that with the YouTube play button. YouTube sends you a plaque. Not button yet. YouTube sends you a plaque when you pass 100,000 subscribers, and that's worded there for because you passed it. It doesn't matter whether the next video you make everybody hates and they just unsubscribe in their thousands because you've already done it, and rightfully so. Where was we up to now then? Where was we? Oh, it's Putty Cat here. Oh, brilliant. Ah. A topic bar would last a week, not 35 seconds, if you chewed it 72 times. What have you been eating? Bread, Carol. I had some bread. I made some bread earlier on, and it just makes me fart. Finally, that's going in my kiln jar of mustard gas. You mean that's the first one? Surely it's not the first one, is it? It can't be. Actually, this is one I put in the freezer, anticipating that, balls, that if I didn't get 27 likes, at least I could sneak one in later. That is probably just a bit beyond chilled, isn't it? You need a counter to see how radioactive you are. Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? If you actually, if you had one where you could find out how radioactive you are after eating nuts, and can you get rid of that radioactivity as well? That's another question. Or is it there to stay? Once you've got it, you've got to keep it. Just like that beer for passing 27 likes. Now, Putty Cat. Now, Putty Cat doesn't say anything unless it's a joke, so here we go. My friend thinks he's smart. He told me an onion is the only food that can make you cry. So I threw a coconut in his face. Right. You can have an 8 out of 10 for that one, Putty Cat. Thank you. 26 people and 26 likes. And it changes again with 26 people and 29 likes. Any moment now, it could be 30 likes and 41 people. I think it got to 41 not so long back. And we know that these things can just suddenly, rapidly change. What was the most I ever had on a live stream? Do you know? Because I do. It was 131 people watching. That was such a good thing. Why can't that happen again? Come on. Come on, YouTube. Feature me somewhere. Make it happen. You know you want to, don't you? 29, 30. Oh, it's all good. I saw my dad chopping up onions today, and I cried. And I cried onions was a good dog. Like if you like the stream, says Casper. Thank you very much for that reminder again. All thanks to me, Casper. Yes. What YouTube has spoken. Have a beer, says Peter. The Greenwood says, I always see it as a challenge anyway, to find the info that's being discussed or needed as quick as I can. I know. And that's I just love it. Would you like a proper challenge with this? Would you? Matron, any info on glazed ring donuts? You can have a cup of tea, then a beer. I've had a cup of tea before. Right. Mark the Vicar says, if you pass 100,000 subscribers, Andrex should send you a medal. They'll not do that, will they? Not for farting. That was the first fart I actually caught for a long time, as you are gassy these days. True enough. Chances are it won't be happening again for a little while. Oh God, that is what I was talking about this morning's live stream. Oh yes, actually, you was up all night on was it Exploring with Ben and Sam, weren't you? Puddycat says, my friend thought he was being smart and said, onions are the only food that can make you cry. So I shoved a carrot up his arse. Radium is worse than uranium. I'm not sure about that one actually. What's your favourite radioactive element? Mine's always been polonium. Who knows, without checking, what number 8 is on the periodic table of elements? Number 8. Anyway, here's a fact for you. Your glazed donuts, Northern Ireland ring donuts are known as gravy rings. Gravy being an archaic term for hot cooking oil. Beergasm. I have a theory. It's just cold liquid hitting an empty stomach that gives the gasm. Or you shouldn't drink beer on an empty stomach. That's not a good idea. The first hit of alcohol in the belly. Oh, I can't resist. Go on with the challenge then. Right, yeah, well, it doesn't mean right now. It just means, can I just send you off? I suppose. Here's a challenge for you. Find out why lithium will set on fire if it goes near water. I got fired today, says Puddycat, because my boss caught me masturbating with a vegetable. Apparently, nursing homes have strict rules about what you can do with the patients. Alan Mitchell, hello, Alan Mitchell. Yes, I keep staying up too late because of Ben's live streams. At least I stayed dressed this time. New person in here, Alan. My little transistor was dancing on the table again. It's always been a tad radioactive. Very nice, very, very nice indeed there. Yes, oh, right. There's some confused, oh, what, eh? Now, there's the only trouble is, of course, once you start on your first beer, burps happen. I need to just pop off to the. Wait a minute. Lithium combusts in water because it's a highly reactive metal that readily donates an electron to form a positive ion when it comes into contact with. I know. I just wanted to know if you knew. Water causing chemical reaction that produces hydrogen gas and heat, which can ignite the hydrogen gas, leading to combustion. Essentially, the reaction is exothermic. 1 minute. Now, I think I probably should start closing down because everybody upstairs is asleep. And they've done well to go asleep whilst I've been rattling on. What do you think? But I also don't want to just suddenly stop. So I will get back to the bottom of the comments. And then thank you all very much for being here this evening, because this has been one of my favourite live streams so far. Pick 3 random numbers and I pick you some songs from the list too. Copy and paste. I didn't know it was until I googled. Yes, I did, Casper. Yes. Worsties have Marzip and paste. Loving Mustard's musings and Greenwood's googlings. Yeah, that's it's 2 things that are very, very different that seem to work quite well together. Thank you very much, Peter. My phone just told me that Mustard is live in 30 minutes. Where did the captain go? Go down with his ship? Las Vegas? I love the internet. It's like having an entire encyclopedia and library on my fingertips. I learn every day, and people. I'm sure I've said this before, but the internet, I'd love to have had the internet when I was growing up, because I was always asking questions. I remember staying up late when my mum used to go out on a Thursday night. My dad was a bit more laid back about things, so I could stay up quite late and ask questions, and every question would lead to another question, and it just this endless thing to the point where he couldn't really explain everything. But how fantastic it must be to be 8 years old with the internet and actually want to learn things from it. Did you learn to care for fish through the internet? Asks Uzel. Probably. Most things I learned to do, I just kind of figure out. I wait for your 2 numbers. Oh, right, I see. 2, 4, and 9. It's been a blast, literally. Really enjoyed this bonkers live stream, says Carol. Thank you very much, Carol. Mark Prasad says he really enjoyed it. See you on Voties later. Thank you, Mark. I was so excited when I was old enough to use the reference non-borrowing library, rather. If I had the internet when I was a lad, I would have gone blind by now, and that's a myth. I'll check on the internet. But they're all by the Proclaimers. Anyway, I think that is it for tonight, because I don't really want to. I don't really want to be talking at high volume whilst people are asleep, although they've done well to go to sleep in the first place. So thank you very, very, very much for joining me tonight. Thank you for liking the live stream if you have done. And thank you, especially big thank you to the Greenwood for all of the moderation and information. And I'll be doing another one very soon. So thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.